Good day to all of you. My name is Caller from the Trader 10 community, and today I'm going to do the weekend forecast for you guys. In this weekend forecast, we will be looking at what happened in the past to try and predict what might happen in the future. So today, what coins are we going to do? We will be doing Bitcoin, HNT, RUNE, RSR, FTM, ADA, and GRT. So sit back and relax, and let's start off with Bitcoin. So first of all, I wanted to actually look at the daily and see what actually happened on Bitcoin during the week. As most of you guys saw on the stream as well, we actually lost this move that brought us to the high, and that brought us to the retest. So we've lost it. So now we're actually shifting trend. So what am I expecting for Bitcoin for this weekend? I expect them to come back up here, test 54,300, and then maybe reject and continue the downside move. If they were to continue the downside move, I will be interested, especially in this zone. Oh, I already have a box down there, or maybe even lower if we go lower. And then I'm looking at this lower zone 45k-ish. The prediction from last week kind of worked out, the bearish one. So the bullish one, we were looking at getting above here, retesting it, and then pumping to the upside, but they rejected the 57,500 and then came down to the level we were looking for as well. So down here you had quite a bit of chances to look for some long scalps, and if you're in the long right now, good, always nice. Keep in mind that we want to test the move that brought us there, which is this one. So I'm looking for some maybe scalp shorts around here, or you can look for a break to the top side from this daily, break to the top side, retest, and then I move to the upside. But honestly, I think we might come back down a little bit lower. What am I currently looking at myself is on the lower time frames, mainly the 1 hour. Because we made a 1 hour achievement right now, in my opinion, I'm looking for it to come back down and actually see if we can hold a higher low. So on my own chart, I'm looking for something like this. I don't know where it will stop. It can go down from there where it is right now, but I'm looking for it to hold a higher low around here. If they can hold a higher low around here after retesting this daily, then yeah, I'm interested in buying this zone in hopes for it to make new highs. But of course, I will be taking some nice profit targets at 53k. Other than this, these are the bullish case scenarios. I don't think it'll just go up. That will just V-shape recover. I think it'll take some time, a little bit of sideways movements. Maybe we'll even come back down to 48.6, or maybe even this lower zone 44.9, 45k. Those are the zones I will be looking out for Bitcoin. Other than that, because we just lost this move, I'm actually going to look for a little bit more shorts than longs as well when we are at the top ranges, because well, trend shifted kind of on the daily, so I gotta keep that in mind. Now the range that we're playing in is actually kind of small, because this is the top range, this is the bottom range, which means that we will be playing in this range, right? So from here to here, maybe even from there to here. And so when we come to the bottom zone of this range, I will be interested in longs again. And then if we go back to the upside, I will look for shorts here as well, and maybe here for some smaller scalp long shorts as well. So that's kind of it for Bitcoin. Let's head over to HNT. So HNT USDT, looking at this pair on the daily, what the first thing I notice immediately is that it's doing the basic shorting pattern. So what am I looking out for this one is that it might actually retrace all the way back to 7.2. When it comes to 7.2, I might be interested in taking a long here, depending on the lower time frame what they are doing there. Other than that, right now might be a nice spot to short this coin, depending how it goes. They swept the top side right here, so if you watch our stream, you know that after sweeps we can look for some shorting setups from levels within here, from the people that got stopped out that were trying to short this. Other than that, how do you want to look at this on the lower time frame is you want them to come down here, go back up here. This is where you mainly want to leave your longs or take profits on it. And then if we come back below here, below this level, then you want a continuation to the bottom side. If we don't, then you're looking for a long, and then we will break structure, and then we will probably move to the top side. Now if we break structure, how will it look? Let's go back to the higher time frames. Then it will look like something like this, in my opinion. Going back down and then trying to re-achieve the new all-time highs. So these are the two plays I will be looking out for HNT. If they come back down here, I'm expecting them to consolidate, go a little bit back to the upside. If they don't do that, then of course we will probably be looking at this zone right here, 4.5 for new longs. So that's very low actually. So I do think that we'll stay in this area for a little bit longer, but a very big retracement area might be around here. So that's it for HNT. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have RUNE USDT. Oh, it's been a while since we've looked at RUNE. So here we were talking probably about the breakout, and if they were breaking out, we wanted them to continue make new highs. If they didn't make new highs, we'd probably come back down, which we did here, retest the top side, and then come back down to this arrow. Looks like we almost came there. We were a little bit higher, but that's okay for me. So a valid retracement on RUNE, and now it's actually showing a lot of bullish momentum in my opinion. Has already achieved this move that brought us to the low. Because of that, well, they don't have to, but they can retrace to here, and then we want to try and make new highs from where this retraces. We want to keep on making new highs. Now what can happen is that they reject this one right here, this level, come back down on here, and then move to the upside. If this fails, however, then we might come back down all the way to here, go back up, reject, and then from here on out it will become interesting because, well, you now have a bearish pattern in a long pattern together. So the bearish pattern will probably play out to the downside, and then it will probably make a new low still in this area. Other than that, if they hold a higher low in here, then we will probably make new highs. So those are the two plays I will be looking out for on the RUNE. Let's maybe look at the higher time frames to see if there are some other interesting spots. Maybe on the daily, you really want them to achieve 5.8, which might be a little bit logical. So these highs you really want to get above of. Other than that, if you can get above $6 on the daily twice, then RUNE will probably pop to very high levels. So that's it for RUNE. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have RSR USDT. So this one also lost the move to the high and is now making its retracement to the upside. So looking at this one, what it is doing, it's actually going up and it's coming in this shorting area. Now this will actually be quite dependent, because if they come back down, you want them to hold this. Because you want them to hold this might actually become a new long zone for when they retrace down. If, however, again, as I said previously, they break through, then they will probably come all the way down to 0.058. This will be the bearish case scenario for RUNE, for RSR. And if they then hold the higher low, we will probably make new highs. Well, not make new highs, but then we will, of course, do something like this. And then you, of course, want to hope that they go to the upside. Let's go to the 4-hour and look a little bit at the more detail and what they need to do first. Of course, first and foremost, you want them to achieve this 4-hour candle. So right now, they already achieved the bottom side. Then now they're trying to achieve the midpoint, and then they will probably come to the top side. So this will look like something like this. This is what they have already done. And now you want them to go to the top side, achieve the midpoint, and then go to the upside. So this is maybe a little lower time frame move that they can do. Well, of course, it depends a little bit on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin retraces, all the alts will retrace it as well. So be careful and be mindful of that. But 0.072 looks like an okay area to retrace to if you see a higher low play possible on Bitcoin as well. So that's kind of it for RSR USDT. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have Phantom USDT, and I always like looking at this one because the price action is pretty decent. So what have we done? So we went down here, then we went back to the upside, and because we were moving back to the upside, I was thinking they can still reject this level. Now what were they doing? I was hoping for them to touch this 0.49, come back down, hopefully hold 0.44, and then move to the upside. But they actually kind of did the opposite. So what they did is they tried to achieve it, but they lost it again. So they started trading below it, and after trading below it, they came back up to test the level and then actually dumped. Now because these levels already previously made us bounce, there was no more interest on this level. Because of that, price started to move down, and right now we even went below here. So what am I expecting for them right now? Maybe something like this actually. So they went back down here. Now you want them to re-achieve this red line. If they can achieve this red line, very good. If they can't, well, that's kind of sad then, of course. Other than that, what will be the bullish case scenario? The bullish case scenario will be the reverse. When they touch this, come back down, hold the 0.34, and then try to make new highs. And finally try to do the 0.44 level. The play here is kind of the same, right? So go up, touch this, hold this, and then make new highs. If that doesn't happen, then I'm probably looking at 0.24 because this is a nice area for a bigger, higher time frame retracement, if I'm not mistaken. So, yep. So these are the plays I will be looking out for Phantom. How will this look? This will probably look something like this then. If we come to 0.24, I'm looking for 0.44. But yeah, that's not for yet. Let's first see what the local price action will do. And then I will redo this on another forecast once one of either plays has been played. So that's it for Phantom. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have ADA USDT, and oh boy, has it been a while since we've looked at this one, because, well, looks like we were watching this before this actually happened. After the move down here, we were expecting them to retest this. If they failed, they would come back down, which they did. So they kind of more than not followed the red line instead of the green. But that's, of course, the past. So let's look what have they done since. They tried to create a new all-time high, but failed. Okay, no problem, no problem. Because they failed to make a new all-time high, they went back down, and now they came back down all the way to the origin. Of course, this is stuff that already happened, but we can utilize this in our analysis to get an edge. So what am I looking down for ADA is actually coming back down for a retracement, and I really want them to not go below 1.14 to make a new bullish retracement to the upside. Now, if they come this low, you always want to take your PTs, not at the high, but a little bit before the high. Then maybe come back down to 120 and then try to re-achieve 133. This would be in my opinion, be the bullish case. Of course, price always moves in waves, so I don't expect them to just keep on making new highs. Now, what can happen is that they do something like this. They just can't push the price down. Because they can't push the price down, people are shorting here, and then once we push the price above the wicks, we actually get a short leg, and because of that, the price gets pushed to the upside. Now, this is the bullish case scenario. The bearish case scenario would kind of be the opposite, of course, that we do come back down all the way down here again, then maybe go up where we firstly wanted to bounce because people bought there and now they want to sell, and then actually move to the downside. Now, in this case, of course, you can also look for a bullish continuation when they make a higher low, and then you get the same play as we have with this green candle. With these green lines, excuse me. Now, if everything were to break down, which I think ADA will hold, but if things were to break down, it's always nice to look at where we can look for a rebuy entry. Then I'm actually looking for this zone right here, 0.86 to 82 as my endpoint for this short and my re-add for longs. So that's kind of it for ADA. Let's head over to GRT. Up next, we have GRT, and this will be the last coin of this forecast. I don't really know where price was when we drew this one, so let's make a guess that it was over here. So when it was over here, I was actually hoping for a retracement, and then I moved to the upside to this to the 2.05s. Now, this 2.05s that happened, but only after, before they actually made the retracement. So if you would have gotten this entry, you would have maybe gotten 1 PT here at 1.83, and then you would have been stopped out. Nothing wrong with being stopped out. Other than that, what have they done right now? They were holding the higher low. So what you see quite often with these big wicks is that they push price down, 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 but either they sweep it or they really just hold it by a little bit. In this case, they held it by a little bit, so that's good as well. Now, what will I be looking out for GRT for them to do? If I want the bullish case scenario, I will be looking out for them to actually try and achieve 1.56. If they can trade above 1.56 and touch 1.67, then I want them to come back down to 1.56 and then try to make new highs. So that's one thing I will be looking out for. The other one is, of course, the less bullish case scenario, where we just touch the top side, come back down, and then we try and do the same thing as the one over here. Now this thing, of course, as always, also has a bearish scenario, which will be something like this. When we can make this higher low, when we don't succeed in creating the higher low, we will probably make new lows. Now, how low will we go? We will probably come back down all the way to 0.93-ish. This zone around here. Other than that, what am I looking out for on the daily is really, as you can see, this 1.68 level is going to be very important. You really want price to get above there, come back down, retest, and then go to the next zone of 2.05. So I'm looking out for this crypto weekend. It looks like it's going to be filled with opportunities. So yeah, that's it for GRT, and this is actually the forecast for today. If you liked what you've seen, then please give us a thumbs up or leave a comment in the comment sections below. If you want to know more about our technical analysis teachings, then please consider joining our Twitch channel and having a look. Thank you all for watching. This is Color, and I'm out. Bye.